Torej, dame in gospodje, mi smo se znova znašli na Brosnanovem filmskem festivalu. Jaz smo tukaj majčko iz lanskega leta, kjer smo torej naredili intervju z Robertom Englundom in Jackom Scholderjem in smo imeli idejo, da je to največ, kar se bo zgodilo. Ne? Ampak letos, I will talk in English, don't worry, ampak letos je pa z nami še večji zvezdnik, bil pa reč. Letos je z nami gospod, ki je zaznamoval verjetno življenja mnogih izmed vas, kajti on je režiser parih res vrhunskih klasik, kot so recimo Die Hard, The Hunt for the Red October, Die Hard 3, Predator, Nomads, The Thomas Crown Affair, The Last Action Hero in tako naprej. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's great honor, great privilege. I can't believe this guy is sitting right beside me. John McTiernana, ladies and gentlemen, is here, and Mr. McTiernan, I must tell you, you were a big part of my teenage days, my childhood days. Your films were fucking great. I still can't believe it that you are here. And let's start maybe at the beginning, before we go to your most famous films. Your first film, Nomads, it was Pierce Brosnan first major role after that series Remington Steel. And tell me, how you remember Pierce and maybe that first film? You were also the screenwriter of that film. How was your experience making first major motion picture?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny. It wasn't actually a major motion picture. It was very, very inexpensively made. I mean, well under $1 million. It was a tiny little movie. I don't know. I had fun doing it. I enjoyed it. I was doing what I wanted to do, so I was quite happy about it.
But Pierce, did you know then that Pierce is going to be a major star, James Bond? Did you know when you saw him, or you wasn't sure about
I suppose.
Him?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's always been a really good actor, and he's a nice guy. He's a charming man.
But it's nice. It's interesting. In that film, Leslie Ann Dawn was also the one of the lead parts from North and South. We in Slovenia were crazy about that series. How do you remember her? Do you remember that beautiful lady? Or it's too far?
I don't know. It's a very long
away.
I don't really.
But she's so beautiful. She's 40 years ago, but you don't remember her.
Basically, but
it's too far.
It's a ways. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a ways.
And also, I hope you remember this. Two of the Nomads, Adam Ent, the cult musician, and the cult actress Mary Voronov. They're playing too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Roger Corman's muse, crazy lady. How can you manage to get that crazy guys for the small parts? It was your idea, or maybe someone else's?
No, it was mine, and I was quite happy to get them.
Okay, now let's go to 1987. The movie was Predator. I think still the greatest science fiction action horror film. Expendables, before Expendables, if you ask me, great cast. And tell me, you went to the woods with all those macho guys, Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers. How was the experience? Tell me something maybe we don't know about that movie and how you remember this. This was crazy.
I don't know. I'm sure there isn't anything that I know that you don't. We had a great time. We were, a bunch of young guys off in the jungle. So we had a good time doing it.
But do you pick Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Arnold Schwarzenegger picked you?
Oh, Arnold picked me. No. It was an Arnold Schwarzenegger
picture.
Yeah.
But some legend says it. I tried to Google it, but I'm not sure that Jean-Claude Van Damme was the first choice to play Predator, and he was not right for the part. So some other guy. No, it's a lie. Urban legend.
Well, it was some nonsense that some agent did. The agent hadn't read the script. It was a screw up. It was a mistake.
Yeah. But for all those guys, you were in the woods with them. Who was the coolest besides Schwarzenegger? Who you remember that was nice guy? You maybe become friends with him or something like that. Do you remember some of that great cast? Jesse Ventura later become governor, politician.
Yeah, and Carl Weathers is still a friend. A lot of those guys are. I don't know. It was basically just, it took a while so we could really go to some jungle. But once we did, we just had a great time.
But did you know when you made that movie that it's going to be so great, so classic, big success? Everyone, when we talk about science fiction action, we always say Predator. Did you know back then that it's going to be so big?
Not.
No. You were surprised. In later years, that was in later years, it became a cult classic or instant?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's all, like, your part of the world. We were just having a nice time out in the jungle, making a goofy movie. No, we didn't expect it to become a classic. Right?
And I think that he was very young back then. Black, Sean Black, what was his name? Who later directed one of the Predator films. Yeah, Shane Black. Shane Black, yes. But
he's a young writer.
Yes, he was a writer. Yeah, but
I wanted to get him to rewrite the script, but he wouldn't do that. But he would. He was in the movie. I put him in the movie so we'd have him around.
But why you didn't direct another Predator movie? Never. You didn't like it, or it was enough just first one? You didn't get the offer, or you want to do it, but why?
No, they asked me to. I just I didn't want to make the same movie twice.
But do you like that other Predator films or no? Because for me, for example, part 2 was, for me, it's different story, but it was huge disappointment for me. Yours was so good that part 2 was not good.
I don't know, I haven't seen it.
You didn't see that? Danny Glover was there. He found Predator in the city. That was the change of the story.
Oh, no. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah. What about next Predators? You also didn't see it?
I haven't seen any of them.
Okay, it's better. Yeah.
I was just busy on other things. It wasn't that I boycotted them.
Yeah.
I was busy on other things.
And how is possible, man, after so great movie, great film, big success, you made even greater film, even bigger success? We're talking about Die Hard with Bruce Willis, another classic. When everyone was talking about the best action films ever, I think besides Little Weapon, 48 Hours maybe, Die Hard always comes up, and everybody's saying this is the essence of a brilliant film. So, Mr. McTiernan, could you tell me more about some anecdotes, some crazy thing you remember? I'm sure that there are many. Tell me maybe.
Oh, again.
Yes, you mean for me.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was a completely different experience, obviously, than going in the jungle.
But who was the first choice before Bruce Willis? He was an unknown actor then. He was only moonlight on TV. Moonlighting. Who was first choice?
I think we were supposed to do it with Richard Gere. I don't know, there's a schedule conflict or something. That was above my pay grade.
What
they said they wanted to do it with Bruce
Willis. What about that crazy story that Frank Sinatra was interested because of the detective from the 70s, I think, or 60s, and he won Die Hard.
Well, that was what it was written for. It was sort of originally written for
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
But he was too old back then.
I don't remember. I don't know how old he was then.
Yeah, I think 70.
But sort of what Richard Gere was supposed to do was behave like that script was about Frank Sinatra. He's supposed to behave like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. But if Frank Sinatra got the part, instead of yippee-ki-yay motherfucker, he will say my way. I don't know.
It would have been a very, very different.
Yeah. What about choosing Alan Rickman for the main villain?
What about it?
It's your idea maybe, or someone else's. You want some different actor?
No, we had a very good casting person who he had done very well in a play in London called what? Liaison Dangereuse. And so we were lucky. We were the first ones who grabbed him. He made a bunch of other movies after that, but we were the first ones who had a chance to use it.
And when you saw that it's a big success, Predator, Die Hard, you were the #1 director in Hollywood back then. I think you were the man. You were the main guy. You don't know? No, am I wrong?
No, I wasn't.
Really, but action genre, I think.
I don't.
Back then, Paul Verhoeven made some films, and Jan de Bont came after you. Rennie Harlin after you. You were the first in '80s. You were the crazy action guy, I think. You didn't feel that superstardom back then in the '80s.
No.
Really? No. So you are stay ordinary guy. Huh?
Well, I didn't live in Hollywood. I live in Wyoming, or I did for about 30 years. Just because I wasn't part of that whole scene.
Maybe that was the thing there.
But, and I never really wanted to be.
But I was asking, when the director makes two really good, successful films, maybe the director can pick whatever he wants. It's not the story. I would direct this, because nowadays all directors, almost all are hired directors. The project is already done and they hire director. And when you are 80s, such a star with Predator, Die Hard, you can say I will do this and this and this, or no, it's not the story. Really?
They would send you scripts, and usually the scripts were things I'd already made. So they'd send a lot of other versions of Die Hard and things like that.
But when Rennie Harlin made Die Hard 2, then you decided to make Die Hard 3. It was also a really good movie, Samuel L. Jackson, Jeremy Irons, with Bruce Willis. How can you miss him? You decided to do a sequel. Why?
Oh, it was sort of a stunt. Always people said that Die Hard was about being in a limited place. So they decided that the formula was you have to do Die Hard on a boat, or Die Hard on a train, or Die Hard in an underground garage, or whatever. They thought that the essence of the movie was limited, was a small space, when it had never been that at all. So it was sort of a stunt. I said, okay, I will do a Die Hard in New York City.
That was something different, like first and two.
Yeah, and it was also, that was a buddy movie rather than the original Die Hard.
And when you saw Bruce Willis in that iconic role of John McClane, did you know, first take, that it's going to be so iconic, that he was born for the action genre?
No,
really?
No. It took quite a while of figuring out the ways in which he was a good action actor.
And then he became one of the greatest action stars. And 1990, The Hunt for the Red October, I got this on my Blu-ray. Sean Connery as the villain from Russia. Who came up with this idea? It was crazy. From Russia with Love, James Bond 30 years before, and now he's a villain in major Hollywood picture. First Jack Ryan picture where Alec Baldwin played. Who made this idea Sean Connery is going to be bad guy?
I think the producer did. I think he suggested it, and I thought it was a great idea.
I think this is the only time when he played negative parts, missing villain parts.
Well, yes, but he's not the villain.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yes.
He's not the villain. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, he's from Russia. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But who was the first choice for Jack Ryan? Maybe do you remember that before Alec Baldwin?
No.
You got some else in mind, or just Alec Baldwin came first and got the part?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. There may be people who like now say that they were the first choice. I have no idea.
You know, but when did you saw another Jack Ryan films with Harrison Ford or no? Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games? Because my question is Alec Baldwin the best Jack Ryan?
No, actually, I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen it? You just seen your own movies or something, you know?
No, I see all sorts of movies, but I don't see.
I don't see.
I don't see sequels of movies I've made usually because. Well, it's sort of none of my business. What am I going to do? I'm either going to say they did it differently than me and it's much better, or I'm going to say, no, it's not as good. And so I just stay out of it.
Okay. And from these three, Predator, Die Hard, Hunt for the Red October, who are you most proud of? Which movie of these three is in your heart?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't have favorites that way.
You don't have?
No.
So you're proud of everyone?
Sure.
That's nice. And then 1992, you again get Sean Connery, Medicine Man, to play some guy who was trying to find the cure for cancer. So you pick that project, and you wanted Sean Connery to be again in your film because many actors are doing films with you many times. Brosnan, for example, and Sean Connery was your idea. And why do you think that movie is underrated? I think it's a different movie from your first 3 or 4 movies, but it didn't do so well in box office. Why you think audience didn't buy that idea of Sean Connery in that forest? Because it was good film.
It also was a very inexpensive film. It did very well.
Because it was.
No, it made money just fine.
It made money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, it had very few actors. It was very simple, and it made loads of money.
And then 1993, Last Action Hero. It's one of my all-time guilty pleasure masterpieces. I must tell you, the best meta film I ever seen. Schwarzenegger, so many different actresses in small parts. I like this F. Murray Abraham, when someone saw him and said, "That's the guy that killed Mozart." It was crazy with him, but it wasn't a success. How, in the name of God, it's possible? That kind of cool film, crazy film, Schwarzenegger, big star, you are a fantastic director in this film, and the people didn't get it, or what?
It was a success. No, it got a lot of...
About money,
Arnold started talking about it recently. He was starting to run for governor, so there was that people did a lot of bad press about that movie in order to hurt him for governor.
So that was the problem.
That was what it was about. It was political stuff.
But I think the Jurassic Park came 1 week before that.
Yes.
Maybe no.
Yes. It was very foolish for the studio to open it.
That was not good. But do you like that movie?
Oh yeah. The movie since then has sort of discovered an audience.
Yes, it become some sort of cult classic. But I still wonder, 1983, like you said, bad press, but I still don't get, when I talk to the people, everyone likes it. I don't really understand what went wrong in 1983.
Well, that was it. It was badly handled in the press.
But when you talk with Arnold, back then, he was afraid for his career. He was disappointed about this that it didn't do so well. First time, I think it wasn't the big success like he was used to.
I don't know.
You don't know. What about you, Todd? You said, I don't like Hollywood anymore. This must be success. Why? What is happening? Times are changing, or you said, okay, let's do another film. I must ask you, if some film you like don't do that well, maybe as you expect, it hurt the director. He said, oh, I'm not gonna do this job anymore, or no, just go to the next project. How is the situation when something like this?
No, but what happened about then was that the studios were all bought up by major corporations, so they didn't have filmmakers running them anymore. And that became a very bad experience, working for people who didn't know how to make movies. And they all have theories about it, so I just stopped working.
And then you made Die Hard 3, like we said, another huge success. And then also, I think in 1988, Thomas Crown Affair with, again, Brosnan. It was a really good movie, remake of that old picture with Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway and Norman Jewison. Why did you pick a remake? Do you like that? Listen, you as already.
I loved it. I had great fun. Probably of all the movies I've done, I had more fun doing that than anything else.
Because Pierce was in your Nomads, and then you did again.
And it was the same studio head that I had done Red October for, so it was a good experience.
And who think it did a better job, Norman Jewison or you?
They're very different movies. Very different movies.
What is the main difference in your opinion about the original and? Oh,
he did a caper movie, and I did a love story.
With René Rousseau, Pierce Brosnan and René Rousseau was they fall in love. Yes. Right. So you are proud of that movie, huh?
Oh yeah, I like it a lot.
It's good. It's a good film. And then Mr. McTiernan, another underrated thing. I'm a big fan of Antnio Banderas, the 13th Warrior. Omar Sharif, Antnio Banderas. I watched this film I think 2 years ago. It's good. It's not bad film. Why again? Some strange thing were happening. The audience didn't get it. Maybe I don't know, because film is good. Film is crazy. Film is epic proportions, and good actors. And you made magnificent job again. But box office. Why?
Who said that the box office was bad? It was like $95 million, which was a lot of money.
But it was too expensive, or no? Am I wrong? I don't know.
No, it wasn't that expensive at all.
So it was good.
Yeah.
But listen, when I saw it, I still think that many people back then didn't appreciate it that much that it deserves. It's good film. Banderas is good in that role. And Omar Sharif.
Look, if you're going to compare everything to Die Hard, it's like
that's the problem.
Every movie's a disappointment. What do you want?
Yeah, that's the problem, maybe. So it's not so good. You make some really masterpiece film, and then do another films there maybe not so big like this. It's hurt career of the director. You think that's the problem? That it's not smart to make a really good film for the next step in career.
So I should have made it bad?
Yeah, I think yes.
Okay, fine.
I don't know. What was Omar Sharif, legendary actor from Egypt? How was working with that guy?
He was lovely. I mean, he's a very intelligent man, very graceful man. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, no Hollywood secrets about him. I'm sorry. Yes, there was. He was a brilliant bridge player.
Yes.
Yes.
He was very disappointed that bridge wasn't the Olympic discipline. I think he wanted to go in the Olympic Games with the bridge, and they said that it's
really.
Yes.
I didn't know.
He was disappointed. Yes, but tell me, for all those actors we talk, who was the best in your opinion, best body maybe, or some that you made a connection with him, and you don't got some favorite guys?
No.
Because you met?
No. Those are things that preoccupy you. They don't preoccupy me. I don't compare people. Oh, this actor is better than that actor. No,
you just made a movie and yes.
Well, yes. What you do is you make a movie with when you're working on a movie, you're working with that actor. So he's the best. During that movie, he's the best actor in the world.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. But what a director, I don't know, get some actor. Studio said he's the right for the part. Casting director choose him or some big producer. And you doing it and you see that it's not good, it's not right for the part. What can director do then? You said, no, I'm not going to do it, fire this guy, get me another one, or you must do it because the studio system says so?
I had that experience, and you can't get out of the movie.
That's a problem, huh? And what
Yes.
you do? Because you're an artist. You're not just some director who just do it. You're a really masterful director, né? And I think that this is not good for that kind of director to get the wrong actor. What you?
Yeah, and it was really unpleasant.
You can say which actor?
It was Rollerball was just a terrible.
My next. Because mislim, the actor was great. LL Cool J, Jean Reno, Rebecca Romijn famous, ne? But who didn't like? Can you tell me?
I was going to do it with Matthew McConaughey. He wanted to do it, and the guy who was the head of the studio, who was a filmmaker, and that I'd made Red October for, the studio got bought up by some corporation in New York, and I don't know, they sent some people who were basically casino greeters to run the studio, and they had no idea about movies.
So you don't like that Rollerball, but again, the remake of Norman Jewison, so second film.
I don't like it.
You don't like it, no?
No, it's awful.
Yeah.
We didn't shoot the second half of the script. They thought they'd save money, so the movie was originally Spartacus. And the whole second half of the movie was supposed to be the war. There were these guys in this very violent game, and they get in a war, a real war. But we cut all that out. They cut all that out because they didn't want to spend the money on it.
Yeah. And your last movie, 2003, Basic, ne? With John Travolta, your friend Samuel L. Jackson from Die Hard 3. Ne? Why you finished your career after this? You didn't make a movie for 20 years. It's time to come back, to make another great film.
Well, basically the industry changed a lot. As I said, they were all bought up. Studios have since then have not been run by filmmakers. They're run by overseers for rich people, in effect. And you know, I didn't want to make bad movies, so.
But you still wish to come back to do some 2 or 3 films. You got it.
Yes, if they're films I want to do, but I don't feel like remaking Die Hard. If that's what you mean.
What kind of movie you want to direct after, I don't know, 20 years? John McTiernan is back. What kind of movie is going to be, if you're going to do it, what kind of movie?
I don't know, that we'll leave that aside right now.
Okay, let me know when you decide to do it, yes. And one interesting thing, you are the executive producer of little film, but it's good film, Flight of the Intruder. I think the last film by the great John Milius. Do you remember that experience with Danny Glover, Willem Dafoe, John Milius, the Conan director, last film of him? It was, do you remember meeting him, talking to him? He's like maybe legend like you, Conan and all that, this great director. How was that, to be producer of another great director?
Well, I developed it and I was going to shoot it. The studio got in a hurry. They didn't want to wait, so.
They hired him. It was a TV film or made for video, or was in the cinema?
I don't know what it was. No, it was in the cinema.
It was in the cinema. So, who were your idols maybe from the past? You look to them and say, I want to make films.
They're people you don't even know. Your audience doesn't know about them.
Try me.
No, I mean people like John Ford and things like that.
We know John Ford, John Wayne director, yes.
You know,
yes.
And you know, I personally always loved
Stagecoach.
No, not particularly.
No.
I like the cavalry movies that he did years later. I always liked Fellini. Who else? There's several mostly Italian directors that I like. Yeah.
Really? So maybe you can do some similar film, like romance, drama, I don't know, not just action. So why did you always did action?
Mostly I like Italians because they make movies that are like operas. They're big, they're not radio plays. They're movies.
But why were you specialized in action films? It was your idea or just happened like this?
It sort of happened, I got a job making one, and as soon as you do that, you get, people want you to make the same movie again, that's all.
Like Under Siege, for example, was Die Hard on the boat. It's not cool. Hollywood, the recent years, always remaking sequels, nothing new. In superhero films, Martin Scorsese is angry about this. We talked with him in Cannes Film Festival 4 weeks ago. He's still angry about
what?
The superhero films. He said that
they're terrible.
They're not real films. It's popcorn.
They're fascist. No, and there's a real political reason why they did it. Okay, the studios were bought up by big corporations. Okay, by rich people. Right? There's a political reason. They're not going to make movies about how cool rich people are they? That because no one will go to see that. But they won't make movies about poor people either. Okay. So what did they do? For 20 years, they make the whole world watch movies about things that aren't people.
Yes.
It's political.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
Yeah.
They're terrible. It's garbage.
No, so too little real movies, missing masterpieces like it used to make. And maybe that's why you stopped making films then.
Yes.
Yeah. So you should make movies in Europe. Yeah, maybe Europe is the place.
If someone offers me a movie, I will do it.
They're gonna do it. I will tell them, offer this genius a new movie. People offer this genius a new movie. But what about new action films? Maybe do you like some of them, or you don't like that name? Mission Impossible, maybe Jason Bond. No,
I don't.
James Bond, Daniel Craig's. No, you don't like.
Not really.
Why?
No.
Why?
I'll get in trouble if I talk about that Mission Impossible things.
Yeah.
Most of them are mean. They're cruel. They're not. They're usually proto-fascist heroes in one way or another, and I don't know. They don't have much humanity in them. So that's why. Look, I started turning down gun movies a long time ago. Even I just didn't. The studios were selling gun pornography. They were. It's gun pornography. They knew it. So that's why I started turning down, gun movies and things.
Okay, so Mr. McTiernan, maybe for the end. When you look back in your career, your life, your films, do you sorry for something? Say, that was the mistake. I shouldn't do that movie. I shouldn't do this. I should do differently. Or you're okay with everything?
Oh, there are more mistakes than anything. Hey, look, I'm a regular human being. Most human beings, when they look back at their life, I don't know. You do the best you can and you move on.
I must say that I'm really proud. Like I said, 4 weeks ago, I was in Cannes meeting all those wonderful superstars, big superstars. But this is something special, because like I said, Die Hard, Predator, Hunt for the Red October, Last Action Hero, that was my films, my kind of films. And but it's interesting. When I showed the films to younger audience, they also like them. They used to the superhero films, big explosions, special effects are crazy, but your films got soul, got humor, got something in them that modern films don't. So I think that we need guys like you. We need you. We need Jan de Bond. We need Reddy Harlin. We need Paul Verhoeven. We need those magnificent action directors. But not action anymore. He was in I think in his home country. He was doing he's doing great films. But every one of that directors, like Jan de Bond, Reddy Harlin, got some 2 or 3 unsuccessful films and career was over. I'm sad because of that, because they were really good. And you, my God, Hunt for the Red October, Die Hard, Predator. We need you, John. We need you back.
Okay. Well, find some European producer who wants to make a movie, I'd be happy to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.